All right, well, hello everybody. Hi, good afternoon. It is, it's a little bit warm out here, but we are in St. Pete today. And I am Jess with Darklight Portrait Studios. Tony is here as well. He is our tech guy today, although he may make an appearance at any moment, so you have to really watch out for him. He's liable to just pop up. We are, like I said, in St. Pete. We're actually at Crescent Lake Park, which is very nice. Actually, we're gonna stay here in the shade and hope that the breeze continues.
Yeah, we had a breeze.
Yeah, so if for some reason you can't hear one of us, just if you're on Facebook or Instagram and you can't hear us, let us know. There might be some background noise with people and cars and whatnot, but we're gonna talk loudly and hopefully it'll be fine. We are here today with Joe Farren, and Joe is going to tell you a little bit about himself.
Yeah, Joe Farren, live music and DJ services. I offer a live music DJ combo for weddings. I play piano and guitar and sing. So I usually do piano stuff for ceremonies, sing and play for cocktail dinner. I often sing the first dance for people. And then I MC and DJ the reception, the dance and stuff. And I've worked with these guys. That's how we met.
Yes, absolutely. So we actually, we have worked with Joe. We met you.
When was it?
At a bridal fair.
Oh, okay.
I think it was here in St. Pete.
Okay.
It was the one over what's that road? Ulmerton, off of Ulmerton Road. And it was some bridal fair. Anyway, he was in the booth right next to us. So we were together for like 6 hours.
That's right.
And so that's how we met. And then we did a wedding last year in Sarasota in April at Marie Selby Gardens. And Joe was there for that. And honestly, I did not know it was you until we got into the reception area. And then I saw... I had your name or something on it, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
That's
so the whole time when you were at the ceremony and you were singing and stuff, totally clueless.
Yeah.
I was just like, "Okay, well, whatever."
Well,
he
these
does
guys
a
were kind
great
enough
job.
to send me a couple photos too, which I use now. So
see?
that one you took of me playing guitar at the ceremony, I use all the time. So.
See, we are useful. We are quite useful
Networking 101. There you go.
Absolutely. And we try to do that. We'll talk a little bit about that later, but we do try to do that for other people, especially in your business. Like, you don't have photography available to yourself without getting it, so
sure.
Yeah,
that's huge. You'd be amazed how many people don't follow up with stuff like that. So I really appreciate you guys doing that.
Yeah. Well, you see that we follow up.
Yeah.
Thumbs
you
up.
guys send me Christmas cards. I mean, come on. You guys are on the ball.
We do. We're kind of annoying like that. We're like, you know us now. You get a card.
It's old school, yeah.
You get a card, and you get a card. If you're not on our Christmas card list, you should work to do that because they're actually pretty epic.
I just alienated some of your fans.
Right.
Get a Christmas
They're
card.
like, I don't get one. How come I'm not special? We probably sent it to you when you changed your address and didn't tell us. So today we're going to talk a little bit in depth about what Joe does. He's actually going to play us a song. He brought his guitar, which is awesome. And we're just going to get some information. So if you are a couple, if you're a bride or a groom or whatever, and you're planning a wedding and you're looking for music options, Joe's a great option because he doesn't do only one thing. He has multiple talents. And that way you can get, if you want live music at one part of it and DJ services at the other, then you can get that, which is great.
Yeah, or the clients that are stuck between a band or a DJ.
Right,
Yeah, I'm the compromise a lot. And cheaper too than a whole band, so it works out.
Oh.
It's a win-win.
Well, excellent.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the music side of it. You mentioned that you play a bunch of instruments. So.
Yeah, that's how I got into it. So I've been playing my whole life. Went to college for music, had a record deal when I was 17 and toured and did that whole thing. And
we didn't know you were so famous.
Yeah, you know. And yeah, did a few albums as a songwriter and that sort of thing. And was all, I've always been playing live, and the weddings just kind of, they found me. It's funny, I didn't seek out to do it. And ironically, it's like the majority of what I do now. I do like 60 a year, so. And it's great, it's a great crowd. People started approaching me at gigs back in the day. Like, hey, can you come play your ceremony, or we come sing our first dance? And then eventually I had a client who was like, dude, all your stuff is here. You're doing half of it. Just DJ for us too. So, and there we go. It was born. And at that point, I mean, all DJing was done on a laptop. So honestly, it was a pretty easy transition. And my comfort level of being on the mic and being on stage was like, it was all there. So I fell right into it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Within a few years, it was like, I went from like 12 weddings a year to like 50. So. Well, here we go,
That's a lot.
Yeah, but I love the wedding crowd. It's funny when I was being a musician, you kind of think, you do, like, wasn't something we necessarily seeked out. But man, the wedding crowds, people are there to have fun. It's like usually a good vibe. They're classy compared to some of the bars and clubs I used to play. Oh man, they were rough crowds. So.
What? Those aren't classy? Come on now.
So I love doing weddings. Yeah, I mean, there's pressure as a musician, like to get one shot to get it right. You know, like a song I might do today, I learned the first dance for tomorrow, so this will be my kind of run through.
Nice.
So yeah, I like the challenge of it too.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You do stuff besides weddings?
Yeah, I teach music lessons,
Okay.
and I'm doing them all on Zoom now. So if anyone's interested, I do guitar, piano, and drums.
Wow.
So hit me up. I'm doing the Zoom thing.
That's awesome. And
Yeah.
we will, at the end of this video, we'll let Joe tell you how to reach him. And also the video that we post on YouTube will have his contact information on it as well. So if you need music for anything or music lessons, I need some music lessons, but I don't own a piano, so it would be, I'd have to pretend. Like, hit the A key, like, I don't know. Okay, so for the music side, if I wanted to hire you for my wedding, but I only wanted the music side, what would that entail?
Yeah, sometimes people reach out for just a ceremony or cocktail hour, and I'm pretty flexible.
Okay.
So I mean, I book out typically 6 to 18 months in advance, so the sooner the better as far as getting hold of me. But
Okay.
so sometimes I'll just do live things. Sometimes I'll play ceremony and cocktail hour, and then they have a DJ and a DJ.
Right.
But often, I mean, typically I do the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
What time, if I'm having a wedding at 3 o'clock, what time do you have to get there to set everything up, if you're doing both?
yeah, I'm always there at least 2 hours early.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like to. I never risk it for weddings.
Yeah.
But you guys probably the same way. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like even equipment. I bring backups of everything.
Yeah.
I bring like two laptops, extra microphones, cables. I mean, of course, it's going to be a wedding when something's going to go wrong. So,
Yep.
so I use all state-of-the-art equipment to take care of my stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Now on the DJ side, if you're just doing the DJing part, what would you, like, what is your advice to people who are looking for a DJ?
Well,
Because
everything's
there's
so
a lot of DJs out there.
Oh, there's a ton, yeah.
So how would they, is there a service that maybe that you offer that other DJs don't offer besides the music thing, or is it pretty much?
Yeah, just finding reputable vendors that you can trust, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess you wouldn't know. That's what's scary for some clients that are just simply price shopping. I mean, just someone with like cheap equipment is going to sound awful. You know,
Right.
you don't realize, oh, this guy's, $300 cheaper than you are. But, something you said for having 12 years of 50 plus weddings a year under your belt too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But yeah, I guess my advice is to ask if we hire like you guys, for example, like they might ask, hey, do you have a musician or DJ you recommend? And you can you've seen me do my thing, you've heard me sing, so yeah, don't be afraid to ask your vendors, your wedding planners, if they refer people. And yeah, I think couples might be sometimes hesitant to do that, thinking that we're in some sort of cahoots, but I mean, we're not, you know what I mean? We just like working with each other and
it just works out.
Yeah, like they'll send me a Christmas card, or if they give me a couple of gigs, I might send them a Starbucks card, but there's no weird.
There's no scheme.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a plan. It's not some evil conspiracy.
Yeah, I'm sure some of that's going on, but I don't know. The wedding community's pretty transparent, pretty down to earth, luckily. So.
Yeah. I think that there's a lot of, unfortunately, and I know on the photography side, and we've talked about this, we've mentioned it before, but there's a lot of people out there who are photographers, and they
have a camera?
Yeah, they've owned a camera for an hour, and they took a great picture of their dog, and the next thing you know, they're wedding photographers, and you're going, oh my god.
Yeah.
And I think with
it's
DJing,
gotta be frustrating for you guys. Yeah.
you have no idea. It makes me want to choke people, but I'm trying to be nice. But I think for DJing, I would think that probably in that same realm it can happen,
sure,
because somebody's like, oh, I played music in my house and for my friends and they like it. So
and it's fine. A good DJ will make it look easy too.
Yeah.
Like people are like, oh, you're so relaxed. It's just like they just think it's simple. You do. Yeah, but there's a lot to it. And what's cool for me as a DJ is approaching it from the musician side too, right? I know music, so I know as far as mixing and this sort of stuff, I can work with keys and different bar and kind of understand like song structure.
So if I was looking for a DJ for my wedding, what kind of pricing? If I want to hire somebody who's reputable, if I'm not going for the cheapest person I can find, but I don't have a budget of like $1 million, what kind of price range for DJing, for the musician, and then for both?
Yeah, everything for me is the same. It's just an hourly fee.
Okay.
And I'm pretty reasonable over prices here. Yeah, and that includes like whatever hours you need. So if your wedding's 5 hours, and that's it. And that does, and then I come 2 hours early to set up. That's not, I don't charge for any of that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So go on people's websites and check out. Good vendors will have good reviews and like recent reviews too. So I'm pretty active on Wedding Wire and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think couples like feel good about knowing those are legit reviews and stuff.
Right. Yeah. That you didn't pay for them.
Yeah, exactly. You see, like they might log in my Wedding Wire and go, "Oh wow, someone just reviewed this guy 3 days ago."
Right.
So that's been pretty helpful for me.
Yeah, you definitely want to make sure if you're looking at reviews, which we all do. I know if I go to a restaurant, I tend to look at the reviews. If I'm going to an amusement park or whatever it is, I look at the reviews. Make sure that they're fairly recent. They don't have to be done in 3 days, but you don't want reviews that are 10 years old because stuff that people were doing 10 years ago, probably not a lot of the same going on now.
Yeah, still mixing CDs.
Yeah, like you're out there with your iPod. I still use an iPod. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, nice.
It's the one that has the circle in the middle.
You got
like
the classic. Yeah,
I've had it since like 2004, and it still works.
That's awesome.
Yeah, why not? So as you mentioned before, we have worked together at that wedding in Sarasota, and we did send you pictures. You did mention that some people don't actually follow up. So in terms of the photography thing,
and that's for both sides. I could be better sometimes, like reaching out. Hey, you took some shots of me.
Yeah, like
it's
I'm alive.
All the work that goes into a wedding, and you avoid that like 5-minute follow up.
Yeah,
so I love it when photographers like you guys, actually send me stuff, and you guys are, it's a win-win because you're like, hey, if you use anything, if you can post us, you can tag us wherever you post us. It helps both of us, and like, of course,
Yeah.
It's a win-win. So.
Yeah, it's we run into a lot of people who are not photographers who say, oh, I worked with this photographer and I worked with this photographer and they said they were going to send pictures and I never got them, or they sent them like 2 years later, or
right.
And it's like, I mean, I get it, but you need to give people images just because photography is expensive.
Yeah.
Good photography is expensive. I'm going to tell you that right now. Good photography is expensive. And
we got to time you guys right too. That's what I found, right?
Yes.
Like, no, we're 3 weeks away from editing that.
Yeah.
But if I get you the right time, you're like, I was just looking at those. Here you go.
Yeah. You don't want to hit us up when we're swamped.
Yeah, exactly.
But we'll be like, we'll get them to you.
Yeah.
But because of that, it makes sense. If I'm going to take a picture of you at a wedding, it doesn't make sense for me not to send it to you.
Sure.
And I'm not going to be like, okay, you can have this picture, but it's going to be $200 because you're like, I didn't ask for this picture. I'm not giving you $200. But it's awesome when you do get stuff like that and you're able to use it, like you mentioned, using it on, I don't know, Instagram or Facebook or whatever it is.
And stuff.
Because then you can be like, yes, this is what I do. Here I am doing it.
Right.
Like, look at me.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. How'd you guys team up anyhow?
We actually met in photography school back in 2006, 2007, somewhere in there. And we talked for years, from 2007 until 2014. We were like, oh, we should start a business. But Tony lived in Oklahoma and then Louisiana, and I lived in like 5 states, and it just wasn't. So finally in 2014, I really wasn't up to anything super important. And I was like, all right, I'll move to Louisiana. And so I did, and we started this.
Oh, okay.
So we were in Louisiana for 3 years.
What brought you here? Why not?
Why not?
Same here.
It's not Louisiana.
Yeah.
It's different. They got nice beaches here, but the weather's kicking my butt. Anybody who tells you, oh, it's the same as Louisiana, I'm
How
like,
many years you been here?
We got here in 2017.
Okay. You'll get used to it. It's been 10 years for me. And I'm kind of used to it now, honestly. I moved from New England, so I know the cold.
Dying. I came from New England too, and I'm dying. Of course, that was a really long time ago. Where in New England were you?
Portland, Maine.
Ah,
You're Vermont or something.
Yeah, Vermont.
Okay,
yeah.
that's right.
Look at us, Yankees. Woo! Yay! See, we bond together even outside. We have to. So one thing I was thinking about was DJ lights.
Yeah.
DJ lights have got
drive you guys nuts.
They're the worst. Oh my god. It never fails that I'll have a nice picture of a couple and they're dancing and bam, there's a big green spot, or there's a big red spot or whatever. Have you had any, like, have you ever had a photographer that's just like, dude, can you shut the damn lights off?
Oh yeah. In fact, now at this point I don't turn them on until after all the parent dances. I even let a few songs go by during dancing so you guys can get all those cool dance shots, and then I'll throw them on.
Right.
I learned the same way. A photographer's like, you're killing us, man.
Yeah. I can't get a good picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as an MC, like we learned the hard way. I remember like the one time I think I did a speech or something, like, hey, can we do this now? And the photographer wasn't there, and I didn't like think like, and they missed it. So I never did it again. Yeah.
Yikes.
So that's where like the reps of doing weddings help you out. Now I know, and like I'm not only working on the timeline, I work on the coordinator, but like I gotta have my eyes where you guys are. And but that works both ways. Like sometimes a photographer they'll let me know, hey, we're gonna go eat. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Let me know if you need anything.
Right. Do you find that for the most part, when you're doing like in the reception and stuff, for the most part, it's pretty smooth with most photographers, or does it seem like a headache trying to get everything organized?
No, it's been great. Yeah, it's like people with good personalities just work well together. I find with weddings with the vendors, it's the prep work that kind of gets you in trouble, you know. So I just honestly like calm myself down before I do the wedding, and I try to get into just a lighthearted mode where I'm relaxed, and because that helps me kind of run things.
Right.
But don't mistake that for me not like being completely prepped. You know what I mean? Like I have an outline that I just for me, and everyone reads over it, and I'm coordinating with everybody. My playlists are like all the songs are in order, so I'm pretty much like not be on my toes when I need to.
He is ready and prepared.
Yeah.
Yes. But just looks calm and collected. That's the way you gotta be.
But it's it's a vendors, a photographer who's like super stressed out, or then they start getting everyone kind of worked up too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You don't like to work with people you like. That's why you recommend them, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For us, we have a weird dynamic because weddings freak Tony out. He's always nervous.
Oh,
like super like and for some reason weddings don't make me nervous. I like in my brain I'm going, I know what I need to do.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do, this is what I'm gonna do, but I don't get that nervous feeling necessarily.
That's good. Yeah.
And so he's always like, I don't know how you're so calm, and I'm just like, because we know what we're doing.
Is that from doing it so long?
I don't know, and it's not. I don't know what. I really don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Because there's other stuff that we do that sometimes, and I'm just like, oh my god, everything's gonna go wrong. I have so much stuff to do.
Yeah.
But for weddings, for some reason, I'm kind of in like that Zen.
That's good. That could be
mode.
distracting to be nervous.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's like I don't want to get there and just be rushing around and doing all this and that. So for me, I just try to get there, and I'm like, okay, we've done this before. This is not the first one. We're just gonna get in there. We're gonna do what we do, and that's gonna be that.
These days I have all my music on my iPad. This reminds me of a story back in the day where I used to have like notebooks of music. So there was this like wedding ceremony outside. It was on a golf course, just acoustic. But I learned a piece for the bride to walk down the aisle too. So all the preludes went great. I had my notebook like on the ground or something, or on this like chair. And then of course when the bride's song was ready for that, wind kicked in, like knocked the paper over, you know. But it would have been really awkward. I remember like putting my knee on it and then looking up and laughing with everybody. And it just kind of saved the moment. Like it wasn't awkward. It could have been really embarrassing. I could have turned red or something. And that's again, like you do hundreds of weddings. I didn't freak out. I didn't get nervous. I was like, that's what it is. I laughed it off, and everyone felt comfortable. We rolled with it, you know. Now it's a funny memory from the wedding.
What about? Do you have any like a horror story, like a wedding, or even event? It doesn't have to be a wedding.
Tons.
Pick your best horror story. People like to hear all the horror stories.
Oh yeah,
you know?
of course. They want the dirty ones, right? Yeah, I did a wedding once. This is in New Hampshire, and I was still up in New England. I still do gigs up there as well.
Oh, nice.
Usually I'd be there a lot during the summer, but not during COVID, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it was a military couple. They kind of got married last minute, so like she could move with him or something, the groom. And her parents were upset about it. So her dad was like, you know what, I'm gonna throw you a wedding. We'll do it a couple months later. And this guy was a sweetheart. Like he actually drove 2 hours to hear me sing one night.
Oh wow.
Like, just old school, like paid me cash, deposit and stuff. Like did everything he could to throw his daughter this wedding. Well, the groom was just wasted.
Oh no.
Like right off the bat. Like he had a suit on, but he had like his pants rolled up. When a groom gets cut off by the bartenders, pretty much the bride and groom can do whatever they want at their wedding. Yeah. So it's the only time I've seen that, honestly. Yeah. The bartenders were like, dude, you're done. So this guy was, going table to table, like pounding people's drinks, like just champagne, wine.
Oh my god.
He was outside smoking, missed like half the formalities. And then to top it off, during the cake cutting, so we found him, he came in, and then he grabbed frosting and rubbed it in the bride's hair. It was just this collective sigh. by all the women in the audience. You know, that was like a record scratch moment.
Yeah.
And then I even froze for a second, like, oh, is this real? Then I just kept the party going, and the bride ended up, having a good time. We didn't see the groom pretty much the whole wedding. So.
I wonder if they're still together.
Yeah, I know.
You always wonder, like, he doesn't seem like.
Yeah, what's Thanksgiving like at her parents' house?
Right? Like, I remember when you ruined my daughter's wedding.
Yeah. What is your horror story?
Yeah. Let me knock on wood. We have been fortunate in that we have not had any really bad situations. Can you think of anything?
I have one from when I did a wedding by myself.
Well, come on over and tell us about it. Come sit over here. Tony can tell his horror story because I can't think of any.
It's really embarrassing.
For you?
Yes.
Uh-oh. Let's hear it.
So, it was a friend of mine's wedding, and I offered to do their wedding photos it was right after I had moved back to Oklahoma City, and it was like March of 07. So, shot the wedding, everything was done, but it was the minute I got them uploaded on the computer, and I was like, okay, I kept them on the external drive.
Yeah.
Now I was thinking, okay, I need to back this up in case something happens. Lo and behold, the minute that I was about to start backing up, the external drive went out.
Oh, no.
It went out, and I was panicked so bad. I called up the Apple store to see if they could salvage the photos.
Yeah.
They could only salvage the reception on.
Wow. So you lost them, huh?
I lost
Ugh.
that wedding.
And it was a friend? That's like good and bad, I guess.
Yeah, thankfully she was very understanding.
Yeah.
Still to this day, I feel so bad about it.
Yeah.
It's just.
Do you guys have nightmares of stuff going wrong at weddings?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I do too.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
That's how serious we take it, folks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not just we don't just show up and like do something small. I mean, it's legit. It's a lot of work. Wedding.
Yeah.
People say, "Oh, you're just coming to my wedding for 3 hours or whatever it is."
Right.
I'm like, "No, you don't understand that we've prepped for this wedding for 4 months or whatever it is.
Right.
Then we're coming, and then there's more work after.
And relying on our equipment,
Yeah, you're hoping that everything doesn't break down. I'm hoping I don't get pooped on by a bird.
I had a wedding once where I've had a couple times photographers like the SD cards or whatever fall out of their cameras. And they're like, everyone stop.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You drop it in the pool or something.
Yeah.
That's my biggest one is around water. I'm always afraid I'm going to drop my camera in the lake or the pot. Let me knock on wood. See, I'm setting myself up for failure here.
Yeah.
Oy. But yeah, that's. We haven't had any. We luck out. We haven't had any bridezillas.
Yeah.
We don't want any bridezillas. And we really haven't had any issues. We've had some situations where the bridal party is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh, we want to go do this, we want to go do this. And I'm like, you need to calm down because I'm not really worried about what you want.
Yeah.
But you can't say that, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's what you're thinking in your head. Like, I don't really care what you want as a bridal party.
Yeah.
You're going to do what you need to do, and then you can go do what you want.
I've been fortunate, too. I attract a pretty chill couple, typically.
Yeah.
So I've been pretty lucky, yeah. I've never had any real tough clients.
Do
A couple mothers, maybe, that were stressful people.
Yeah. Yeah, the mother of the groom. I find the mother of the groom is often harder than the mother of the bride. I don't know why. It's like she's giving up her son, so she's freaking out about it.
Yeah.
If somebody contacts you to hire you, what's the process to get for you to actually work with them?
Yeah, we just do a contract and retainer and all that. And then I have like a wedding planner that I made. So it's like this 4-page thing for my clients to work on, kind of get what music they want. It walks them through everything, basically.
Okay.
And that's really helpful I think for even couples reaching out because it's like so overwhelming, right?
Yeah.
So for me to have like first time they contact me, I send them the link for this thing, and they're like, "Oh, thank you!" Like it helps us like just to put it in perspective, and it goes like chronological order of what would happen, and they see where they can choose things. But I'm all over the board. Some clients get pretty involved, and some are kind of happy letting me kind of do my thing. Like, they'll give me the feature songs, and then they're like, "Yeah, you know what you're doing,"
Yeah.
And then some will be pretty, they have a pretty good playlist they want to work on. Some will even share playlists through Spotify and stuff like that.
So if you were doing the DJing at the reception, if I had like 6 songs that I really wanted, I could just be like, hey, this is what I want you to play throughout the night. And then, of course, you're going to fill in other stuff.
Of course, yeah.
So any
so for me, it's like,
and everything
it's like a sweet spot where, like, if they give me, like 15 to 25 songs is, like, good. It's tough when they give me too many. Because sometimes I've gotten, like, here's 24 hours of music. And I'm like, well, we have 3 hours of dance. I could play 20 seconds of each of these songs.
Do a little mashup.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's all over the board. I'm pretty, every client's different, so I approach everyone kind of new. I'm going to have my go-to songs and set lists and stuff that I work on.
Is one of them the Wobble?
Of course.
I'm so tired of that song. I swear to God.
Those group dance, that's a lot of people say no group dance songs, but man, they work when you need them. Yeah, exactly.
They do. I always feel a little bit bad for the DJ if they play a song and either the dance floor clears out or nobody gets up and dances.
Yeah.
I'm always like, oh, and it's not necessarily the DJ's fault or the song, maybe people are tired or whatever. But that's what
I'll even joke if that happens. Well, okay, that kill, I'll just switch it really quick.
Right, find something else. Like,
which people like too. Like, oh, this guy's funny. You kind of realize that just crushed the dance floor.
Right.
You don't let your pride get in your way and like muscle through 4 minutes of no one dancing.
Everyone's like, why is he still playing this song? Oh my
exactly.
God. As everybody knows, we are currently still going through the COVID coronavirus thing.
That explains my haircut, by the way. I should address this. My beautiful buzz cut.
Hey, it was.
Yeah, I regretted it immediately, but I felt like I don't have many events, and I'm like, it's hot out.
Yeah.
So I did it. And then we confirmed this right after I did it. I was like,
now it'll be saved forever.
So if you see my promo shots or the photos they took, I have a nice haircut. Not for the next few months.
Yeah, now it's kind of rough.
But this feels good.
I would think. Mine's up, and it's just, like, it's so
I did
high.
make Tony feel good, too.
Let's see you match this look.
Yeah, that's very purposeful.
Yeah.
So how did the whole coronavirus thing? We actually here in Tampa, which I believe St. Pete was not far behind. I say here in Tampa, but we're in St. Pete. But Tampa pretty much like locked down.
Oh yeah.
On St. Patrick's Day. And I don't know if that's the same day that Pinellas County did or not, but how did your summer calendar, how was that affected?
Yeah, everyone's postponed or a few canceled. I mean, I've had a few here and there. I had one tomorrow. It's been, but geez, it's, I probably had 11 weddings in April, all got canceled or postponed, so, but everyone's really kind of like, everyone's working well together. My couples are really cool, and we're finding, for them it's a puzzle of like, how do we find a date that works for all their vendors that we want, so there's some stress and back and forth, but I've just been postponing people whenever I can, and just transferring deposits to that, and not doing any sort of rescheduling fees or anything like that. Like, I'm just trying to do what I can. It just stinks for our business. I mean, even those dates we fill next year are spots where new clients can't come in, so it's tough, but it's what it is, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's been rough. We had a calendar that was, we were on track to have a busy year, and then February hit, March came, and it just tanked. Yeah. I mean, it just was like, yeah, we're going to be busy! Holy crap, what do we do now?
Yeah.
We have nothing to do.
You're doing this is cool.
So.
Yeah, I've been recording at home, and so that's been, like all that whole list of stuff I've been like wanting to do, like reorganizing my DJ stuff, or doing some new demos for the website, and buzzing my hair because I could. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. A lot of vendors, a lot of people are taking advantage of it too. In a way, I mean, it's just such a sad time, but
yeah, it's definitely been a. It sucks monetarily wise. It sucks, and just in terms of like getting out and doing what we love to do, it sucks. But yeah, I've gotten a lot of stuff done that has been on my list of things to do for months and years and whatever else. Just because now I have time.
Hopefully, we'll have an appreciation for what we took for granted in a way.
Yeah.
Like just how fun it's just to be out working together, like hanging out with you guys and stuff. Like that's those are cherished moments, and maybe before this we didn't really look at it that way. So I can't wait to get back out and be safe, But I'm just thankful my family's healthy and just kind of riding it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
For people who are starting to get back into planning events, because now things have opened up a little bit, they're still, but what steps are you taking to make sure that you can still be there and everything is safe?
No, I've had a few, actually. I have one tomorrow. I bought the stanchions to go around my table, so I'm making it pretty clear to the venues and stuff that I'm taking precautions, I wear a mask whenever I can, and keep my distance. Even the communication I might have with the coordinators or even the bride and groom are like texting me and stuff, just so we don't have to. Because put loud music on, how do you not get right in each other's faces? So I think for other vendors, just to be transparent, let people know. And honestly, I've found a relief people have from that. In a way. Like I think people feel good about, okay, cool, our vendors are like they're taking this serious and they're gonna, they protect our guests and everything. So I bought the stanchions. I bought a pop-up sign that asks people to make requests via text versus coming up to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just doing that.
I
Taking precautions when I can, hand sanitizer and all that stuff.
Spraying everyone with Lysol if they get
Exactly.
too close. You're too close, you're too close! It's like a little plastic bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everyone's working together. Of course, a wedding always has a couple crazy people that, get carried away. That's really good. You see the stanchion there, dude? Don't just walk over it.
Right, yeah, like let me step over this. Or the people that take out the, they'll like take it out of one end if it has the
exactly.
retractable thing.
Right.
And it's like, wait, is this there for fun? So.
Yeah,
well,
what are you guys doing for precautions and stuff?
We've got our, obviously we have masks. Although we did show up today, they're in the car, where they're not particularly helpful. Joe did come wearing a mask, but we're sitting so far apart that he didn't need to wear it. But we do have masks. We bought stuff like Lysol wipes and everything to wipe everything down. We have gloves. Because a lot of the stuff that we do, especially if you're posing somebody, you may need to touch their hair or fix something. So, and we're asking people too, is it all right if we do this? How do you feel? Do you want us to do this? Because some people, honestly, they're like, you're fine.
Yeah.
Just like, okay.
Yeah, like it's a cover level for you too, right?
Yeah, so it's kind of a middle ground of we want to make sure that the clients feel safe.
Yeah.
And that we feel safe, but that we can still do what we need to do.
You can just do all candid photos.
Right. Yeah. We're
See,
just
that's the thing. You could get
run
artistic
around.
with that. You could, there could be the dynamic you wouldn't get otherwise.
Yeah.
Right? And I feel this tough for these couples that are having, they're just gonna live with pictures of masks, and,
Yeah.
But if love trumps it all, and they're just determined to do it, and they're doing it safely. I mean, more power to them. It's great.
Yeah.
I'm happy to still be working, still doing it. So.
Yeah.
But I totally understand that people postpone it too.
Oh yeah. The reality is you can still have an event. If it was me personally, I would probably do like something super small.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's like if you really want to get married, then just do it where you don't have to have a gazillion people there and you can still do all that. But, it's everybody's
I've had a
choice,
few of those.
so.
I had one full wedding turned into a combined ceremony cocktail hour on the beach, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
They just come, play for a couple hours, and it was easy to social distance. Try to remember it last. All the vendors could still work. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
People will find a way around it.
Yes.
They will. And I'm very hopeful that we'll get back to normal. I hate wearing a mask. I hate it.
Yeah.
It's so hot. I feel like I can't breathe. I find myself mouth breathing when I wear them.
Oh,
I don't know if it's just me, but I'm like, I feel like I can't get enough air.
Oh, of course.
I hate it. And so I don't know how people in China have been doing it all these years. I can't stand it. So when I go to the store, if I'm walking through the parking lot, I don't put it on. I don't put it on until I get to the store.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not going to go risking my life or somebody else's because of it.
It's a respectful thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. But I hope we get to a point where they're not necessary. I really do. But I'm looking like there's a playground right over here, and there's all these kids running around, and nobody has them on. Not a single child in that thing has them. Like, nobody.
Trump supporters.
Very possible. Very possible. So, but let's Joe did bring his guitar. He's gonna play us a ditty, a little song. So let's do that.
My baby guitar here.
The youngster.
Yeah.
So we'll do that, and then we're gonna get his information about how you can contact him if you need music or DJ services. Anytime, like you said, what's the best 6 to 18 months?
Yeah, or
contact you?
whenever, reach out. I'll let you know. And my calendar's on the website too, so you can see if I'm booked or ready for your date. If not, feel free to reach out.
Okay, awesome.
And I respond to all my emails, within 24 hours, so pretty on the ball.
Yeah, I've emailed him a lot, and he answers back really quick, so it's a good thing. So we'll sit back and enjoy some music for a minute here, and let's see what you got.
We do Amy Winehouse too. Sometimes I go out by myself, look across the water. And I think of all the things, what you do. In my head I paint a picture. Since I've come on home, well my body's been a mess. Miss your ginger hair in the way you like to dress. So won't you come on over, stop making a fool out of me. So why'd you come on over, Valerie? Valerie.
I feel like we should be
Sample.
dancing.
Yeah, that's what you to jump in there.
I was waiting for people to come sit down and be like, oh, having a concert in the park.
Kids playing air guitar over there, making me laugh.
Oh, see, he can sing. He's not lying. It's true. He can. I think the first song that you did, or the song that I heard you do when we did the bridal show, was the Ed Sheeran Perfect.
Oh, sure.
And that was because that song had just come out, so
Yeah.
of course that was like everybody's wedding song. Like
That song sold some weddings.
yeah. That's It's still one of my favorite songs. Oh my God. I keep saying to myself, if I ever get married again, that's the song. I'm like, ugh. But you gotta find somebody who actually thinks that first.
Yeah. I did that on an instrumental piano for that one too.
Yeah.
That I still bust out at ceremonies quite a bit. It's cool to do. It's in the same key as piano, which is like a bridal party.
Right.
Dancing song, so it's cool to kind of fade into Perfect from that. But now it's like a cliche song, right? So some
But
brides
it's
are
so
like,
nice.
my friend used that song, so.
Yeah. You
That's
gotta have
fun
the
for me,
first
man.
one.
I learn songs constantly for weddings too, or keeps me kind of current.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
I think as a musician, I feel like you kind of have to. Not that I feel like music is like photography. Like, no matter how much you know, you don't know all of it.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's one of those things where you just keep learning and learning and learning. So if you don't learn new songs, then, you know what I mean? What are you doing?
Right.
Just sitting around.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so for me, it's awesome for weddings, like an excuse to do it, right? You know, rather than being self-motivated to learn songs for gigs.
Yeah.
Same with the DJing. I mean, people say, how do you keep current? You know, it's like, I'm not there doing it every weekend.
Right.
And there's certain things like, websites I keep an eye on. But I teach middle school kids music lessons, so they keep me current too.
Yeah.
I know way too many Taylor Swift songs for a 4-year-old.
Now, we would be happy if you want to play one. Feel free.
I could play them all.
I'd like to hear what's the one about the Shake It? Is that?
Oh yeah.
So people, if they do have a request, say I want to have a specific song for my first dance or for Walk Down the Aisle, and you don't know that song, you will.
I learn it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you charge extra for learning it?
No, I include 2 or 3 typically, and then if they give me a ton, sometimes I charge a little more.
Right. I need you to learn all 40 of these new songs. And
Yeah.
it's like,
but even at my website, I have my playlist is right there. So I have like my ceremony stuff, what's instrumental, what I can do with vocals. But no, I'm happy to learn songs.
yeah, that's awesome. I guess it works for you because you can add it to your repertoire later.
Exactly.
So even like these obscure things
Yep. Yeah.
So.
And it's funny, I'll do that, and they stay in the repertoire for a few months, and then maybe 6 months later, someone will request it, and I'm like, that sounds familiar. Oh yeah, I played that. I already know it. Sweet.
Yep, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Any questions that we need to address, or you have anything?
Musical inspiration.
Musical inspiration. What do you mean? Like what got me into it?
Yeah.
I mean, my parents were loved music. They wouldn't play it in my family.
Huh.
But my mom she loved Bonnie Raitt, and Steve Winwood, and Elton John, and the Grateful Dead. So I just grew up with such awesome music in the house, and I love all those bands myself. So yeah, I like it all. The older I get, the more I appreciate a little bit of everything. So I listen to country, then I listen to Sinatra, and if it's good, it's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I find my playlist, I'll be retouching at home or whatever, and one minute I'm listening to, I have a bunch of Disney songs because I used to take care of my niece when she was little, so I have all these Disney songs downloaded. So one minute I'm listening to Beauty and the Beast, and then I'm listening to Five Finger Death Punch, and then I'm listening to Reba McEntire, and it's like somebody with schizophrenia listening to it. But I'm like, if it's a good song, it's a good song. I don't really care,
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Sure.
All right. Well, did you have another song you wanted to share with us? Or are you good with that? Awesome. Ugh, I want to play the guitar. I do. It's so nice. Well, let's kind of wrap it up. Let's tell everybody how they can actually get a hold of you.
Yeah, joefarren.com, Farren. My contact form is on there. I have videos, reviews. That wedding planner I mentioned, you can actually take a look at that before you even contact me if you like. That's on the website. And yeah, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff.
What's your Instagram?
I think it's Joe Farren Music.
Okay.
Yeah.
See that? He's staying true to self, so it's easy to find. So joefarren.com on online, like a website, and then Joe Farren Music on Instagram.
Yep.
And you're on Facebook. People can email you. Do you have people call you, or no, not so much?
Yeah, the email's pretty much the way that's where I get a hold of me. But yeah, I get the old school phone call once in a while. So either way, I respond pretty quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anything we didn't cover that you want to?
I don't think so. No, it's fun. It's nice to see people.
All right.
We all do work together. We're
I know, right?
beyond this whole thing. No, thanks for having me, guys.
No, thank you for coming out. We appreciate it. And Tony, you want to come right here so you can say goodbye to everybody? Or so I guess that's it. We're gonna wrap this one up. Now that we had our little concert in the park, and that was Tony, obviously. But yeah, so we are going to be doing some more videos. You guys stay tuned and check back with us, and we'll be posting this video on Facebook probably the next couple of days, and it'll also go on YouTube on our YouTube channel, so you can find it there as well. All right, thank you. Bye.